That was fun. All right, welcome back to Great Day St. Louis. With the job market kind of stuck in neutral right now, more and more Americans are betting on themselves. So this week, in honor of Small Business Week, CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here with what you need to know before you take that entrepreneurial leap. Good morning, Jill. What are some steps for someone thinking about going out on their own?
I want to be really encouraging. I used to own a small business. I love small businesses. However, we don't want you to blow up your financial life until you create a plan. You can lean on technology. You know, analysts are looking at the surge in U.S. business formation right now, and they say it's probably being fueled in part by AI. AI can dramatically reduce the cost and the complexity of launching a company. You want to test your idea with a side hustle, hopefully while you still have income from a full-time job. I really think this is important. A lot of people have great ideas. We want to know, is this business viable before you give up that consistent paycheck?
Yeah, so let's assume that the idea is a good one. What other considerations are there?
I hear you, dreamers. I hear it. I want to own my own business. It'll be more flexible. I'm going to be a better boss to anyone else than people have been to me. I'm going to earn more money. Great. I get that you have all of your optimistic eyes open. How about me being Debbie Downer for a second? Because it's also important to determine what you're giving up. For example, when you work for yourself, you are on the hook for both sides of payroll taxes, both as an employee and an employer. You're also going to have to replace valuable benefits. Think about it: health, life, disability insurance, not to mention access to a retirement plan that might have a matching component. So it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It just means you've got to think this through.
Well, what do people know? First of all, what is a business structure? And what do people need to know about business structures before they make this leap?
You know, when you're working as an employee, a lot of your tax situation is kind of determined for you. But when you're owning your own business or you just have income coming in, that means that you have to really think about the structure of how that money is treated. So the decision about what kind of structure you choose, it impacts your taxes, liability, maybe your ability to raise money in the future. So I really do recommend seeking the advice of a CPA, maybe a certified financial planner. That way you can discuss what might make sense. So 3 really common structures when people start out: a sole proprietorship, money comes in, it sort of comes right in on your own tax return. Very easy, but no liability protection. So something goes wrong in the business, they can come after you personally. There's also a limited liability company, or an LLC, that can shield your personal assets, maybe might cost a little bit more money and has more reporting. Then there's an S Corp that can help reduce your self-employment tax burden. All of these things have real upsides and downsides. You just have to talk to someone to help walk you through it.
I hope that this is the spark, that somebody's watching this right now and decides to leap ahead with the advice that you've given. Thank you so much, Jill. You can see Jill regularly on CBS Mornings and the CBS Evening News. For more information and analysis, go to JillOnMoney.com.
Good advice.
Yeah, and I'm with you. If you inspire an entrepreneur out there to take that next step, wouldn't that be great?
It would be. Yeah. Thank you very much, you two.